4 weeks ago, white women everywhere celebrated in the cities, the towns, and the backwater stinkholes because they heard the wedding bells chime out of their favourite singer. It was announced that Taylor Swift would be marrying Travis Kelce. But not everyone in the Taylor Swift fan base, Swifties as I believe they're called, was happy. You may be thinking, who's this group of people that weren't happy for their Lord and Saviour? Well, it's a group of people who believe that Taylor Swift's not living her real truth. Some would call them conspiracy theorists, some would call them insane. Most would call them insane. Pretty much all would call them insane. This group had a subreddit, and they were known none other than GaylorSwift. Maybe thinking, what the hell is a GaylorSwift? I thought that too. I said, what, did they misspell? It's not that hard to spell. Taylor. It's very, very easy name. But no, I was wrong. They knew how to spell it. They just chose not to spell it that way because they believe that Taylor Swift is in fact gay. I know, everyone's in shock as I've said that. They're like, Taylor Swift's gay? There's no way. No how. How could that be possible? Look at that woman. She's the straightest woman that's ever existed. And you know what? I thought that as well. Until I obviously went through some of the pictures that I found off their Reddit. I couldn't actually go into the Reddit. It's private because a lot of people are making fun of them, which, I mean, fair enough. They are insane. But I want you to hear them out, alright? I want to go through some of these posts and tell you why they think Taylor Swift is gay. And then maybe I'll tell you why I think that they should find a new hobby. But we'll talk about that later, okay? It's not all about me, okay? It's not all about me. I'm not in this ecosystem, alright? I want them to tell the story. Through me. Now, I want you to look at this picture. Look at it good, alright? And tell me what you see. A loving couple getting engaged? No, you're an idiot. Grow up. If when you were looking at that picture you went, she's in jail. She's a prisoner in her own mind. Big old prisoner, big old jailbird, then I've got good news for you. You're correct. Anyone else think her outfit is giving behind bars? Like the black and the white stripes? I know the black and white prison uniforms aren't typically used these days. They were horizontal stripes. But the vertical stripes are kind of giving jail prison bars. You may be thinking this person's thinking way outside the box, and I say no, they're inside the box. You know how they're inside the box? Well, they're hoping that Taylor Swift would be inside a box, but that's not what I'm getting at. They're thinking inside the box because Taylor Swift is inside a box. Not the box they want. A prison box. I believe they call them a cell. You may look at embryonic user and say psychosis. And I say, you're sick. And they're possibly sick, but you're sicker for trying to tell them that they're wrong, because they're not wrong. They're correct, obviously. In their mind, and in the minds of a few others in this subreddit, who think Taylor Swift is actually a gay woman. Once again, I'll point you to a photo of her, and I know you don't judge a book by its cover. I know that's not very nice to do, but is that not the poster woman of straight? Let's be completely honest. Now, as a straight bloke myself, maybe I don't have the best gaydar, but she's straighter than some rulers I've seen. And, I mean, yes, you can get, like, the rubber bendy rules, but I'm talking about the plastic ones, okay? Straight edge. And you may be laughing at these people right now, chuckling. Ha 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 ha. This is hilarious. No, wrong, bad. Pull it together. It's not funny. Do you see me laughing? Do you see me cackling? No, because this is a serious matter. Okay, these people are scared. Very scared, as this user will tell you. I'm scared. See? Scared. I'm genuinely scared watching how serious Taylor and Travis are becoming. Sometimes I wonder what if they actually get married. Note to traditional sorry, not pinhead, just pin. My fault. But note to you, traditional pin, they got engaged, so your worst nightmares have become true. I don't know why they're nightmares. Doesn't make sense, but they're your nightmares. I'm not gonna quash them, or maybe you want me to quash them. I'm not going to flame their fire, fan their flame. Nah, that'll do. What if she's really not queer at all? I could have saved you a lot of heartache here and just said, she's not. I don't. You know, maybe there's a small percentage chance she is, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I don't do that very often because I've only got 4 of them. I mean, she's not. Look at it. Look. And once again, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes the cover's pretty self-explanatory. Look at that cover. Feels like everything I would believe about her could collapse overnight. So, So you're worried that your own made-up little world that you've created, not knowing this woman at all, may collapse overnight. Yeah, that usually happens. I honestly think I could end up in hospital or worse. This is where I've got to jump in and say, parasocial relationships, being chronically online, this is just not healthy stuff. Why do we gravitate towards these relationships? Is it because we don't have them in our own little world? Like, we don't have friends and family? Is that what is happening? Like, I don't get it. Is it also expedited by social media as well? Like, there was definitely, parasocial relationships back in the day. But I'm wondering if social media just, pushes it up tenfold, because we've got more access to these people now. So I'm guessing that's what's going on, but you end up in the ER or worse. If you think this would send you to the hospital, I think you need to seek help. I don't think I'd ever be able to listen to her songs in the same way again. Her happiness looks so different from what I imagined. Like, she's truly content going to his family events and showing up to TEU just for him. I don't know how to cope with this idea that maybe I never knew her at all. Because you didn't. Newsflash to you, traditional pin, you don't know her from squat, okay? She's a celebrity that you've never met. You don't know her from a bar of soap. You don't know her at all. Just because you follow her on Instagram and think you know her doesn't mean you actually do, alright? Seek help, okay? Sorry, wrong side. That's your face. I'm tapping your face in a nice, comforting way. That's how they do that, right? There. Not to be dramatic, but my breathing has been at near panic attack levels for 2 hours. I know all logical reasons why this is fine, whether she's bi and really loves him, or is doing performance art or whatever, but just knocked me on my ass a little today. Let me say this in the nicest way I possibly could. A celebrity getting engaged should not cause you to have a panic attack. That's not normal. You should know. No, that's not a real thing. You shouldn't feel like you're out of breath because, Taylor Swift, she's getting married to a man, even though I thought that she was gay. Let's come back to reality for a second, okay? I know this is all-consuming in your life. That's probably why this has happened, but that's the problem. It shouldn't be all-consuming. Technically, she didn't say she was getting married. Just that some gym teacher somewhere was marrying an English teacher. For all we know, she just wanted an excuse to wear that actual wedding ring she got from her actual wife. Yeah, and you know what? That's the soundest logic I've heard all day. That's real. That's true. She secretly got married to a woman, and she wanted to show off her wedding ring that she got from her wife. You know what? I agree with that. That's probably what happened. I think the biggest pop star in the world would go to all this trouble, have a fake relationship that's been going on for years, get engaged, but not actually get engaged, just to show off the ring that her real-life wife got her. I like that theory. I think that's a good one. It's a sound one. It's the best one we're going to get. For those who are disappointed, I just want to let those of you know who are not thrilled about this news know that your feelings are valid to me. This is the Gaylor subreddit, after all. I see a lot of downvotes on the comments of those that aren't happy about the news. I'm prepared for the downvotes here too. It doesn't matter if you think she's bi, lesbian, straight, or whatever. You're allowed to be disappointed or feel misled. Why are you allowed to feel misled? What in her discography, life, love has she ever done to mislead you into thinking that she is gay? Please, enlighten me. Come on. And you may say I don't know enough about the law, and I say you're probably right, but at the same time, just because you've dug into lyrics to give them your own meaning doesn't mean that that's what the lyrics mean. Like a director or a musician, whatever, or a writer, when they do these things, they give their own meaning to it. And this is what they meant. Yes, people will give their own meaning to their words and actions and whatever. That doesn't mean that that's correct, because once again, you don't know their meaning behind the work that they've made. Just because you give it your own little meaning doesn't mean it's right. You didn't get misled. You misled yourself. You don't, but I'm not going to explain it to you in a way that's going to make sense in your head, clearly. But anyway, it's not like she put out an Instagram post saying, I'm gay, and then 24 hours later she's engaged to Travis Kells. I don't think that happened. Not that I heard of. I feel like that'd be bigger news. I already got a text from an ex-girlfriend saying, I thought she was queer, that she wouldn't marry a man. I told her about 2 years ago, by the way. Haven't responded to her because, to be honest, I'm shocked right now. And that's okay. Your feelings are valid. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. I don't know if you should be validating these feelings, because I feel like a lot of these people have clearly got some type of mental illness. To be digging this deep into someone's love life and being disappointed when they were wrong. You know, that's the same thing as when conspiracy theorists dig into something that's not there. It's the exact same thing. It's all mental illness at the end of the day. So, I mean, it'll make them feel nice that you're validating their feelings, but it won't help them in the long run. Okay, my last big thing for today around this. I'm more concerned about the little girls who see Taylor as a role model. On her own, she was aiming towards being the best in her field, succeeding on your own, and being okay with cats as your companion. Yes, she's had boyfriends and flings, but overall, she was the man. Now, all of them seems hollow because now it seems like she did all of this just to impress a man. So you think she's had a 15 plus year career, made billions of dollars, sold millions of tickets just to impress the football guy? I mean, maybe so, but if that were to be the case, wouldn't that be okay because she's allowed to do that? That's, you know, that's her prerogative. Isn't this what it's all about? Aren't we supposed to be like, do what you want. If that's what you like, go ahead. She's forever going to be known as Mrs. Travis Kelce. I think he'll be known as Mr. Travis Swift. I mean, she's the breadwinner. She makes the rules, alright? If that's what she wanted, fine. Case closed. And you know what? If you left it there, I think that would have been fine. That would have been a decent statement. Because maybe that is what she wanted. Or maybe it isn't, because guess what? We don't know her. We're not her friends. Can we stop being so parasocial? Okay, it's sick. It's sick. Let's find hobbies. But understand that some people will shake their heads and wonder what could have been. Nice way to ruin a sparkling summer, I guess. Or to cap off one of the worst years for those who sparkle differently than others. I don't think that's the reason that your rights are being impeded. I think it's the people up the top that are disgusting cretins that are the issue. Not a pop star who, in her personal life, has decided, I'm going to settle down with this guy and get married. I don't think that's your main issue somehow. And listen, I'm no Swiftie, alright? I like a couple of the songs. If I have to listen to the radio and they're on the radio, I don't turn it off, okay? I like Shake It Off, and you may be laughing at me going, haha, that's not even a deep cut. And I know, leave me alone. But like, at a certain point, you gotta go, what is this dumb? Let's stop being stupid, alright? Just because you imposed what you thought she was onto her doesn't mean she has to follow what you imposed onto her. I don't know if that made any sense. Even when it was coming out of my mouth, it didn't sound right, but I think you get what I'm saying, hopefully. What is the lesson we can take away from the Gaylors? One, we need to not be chronically online as much anymore. And it's not just the Gaylors, it's a lot of groups of people. A lot of Stan, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. These people need their head read. I mean, we need to stop with putting these people up on a pedestal and also imposing what we think they are onto them. Because at the end of the day, you're just going to get disappointed. Two parasocial relationships, they just need to stop. I don't know how they come about. I don't know how you think that you're mates with them. Again, I think it's just a mental health issue, probably. But we're not friends with these people. They don't know us. We're not friends. Okay, we're fans. Let's be clear on that. Just because you enjoy their music more than other people doesn't mean you're friends, okay? They might like you more on the fan base because you give them more money, but they don't know you. They don't know who you are. But I think there are my only 2 points. Let's stop standing and being chronically online and stop being parasocial with these people and stop imposing our own beliefs of who they are onto them when that's probably not who they are in real life, okay? Anyway, like and subscribe. Don't stand me, but I would like a few fan cams. They look kind of cool, you know. One where I'm like looking off, one where I'm laughing, you know. One where I'm deep in thought, one where I'm doing this thing. So yeah, a couple fan cams would be sick. You know, you can get some clips from my other videos if you do so feel inclined, please. But no standing, okay? I don't want people to just start making up things in their head that they think I am when I'm not them. So, cool? Alright. See you.
Shifty Drongo. I love Shifty Drongo.